And it's something that I talk about a lot on this podcast. Between the ages 18 and 24, you meet a ton of young people.
Yes.
And especially for people like us, it's so easy to make friends. It's so easy to create new relationships. And you develop this idea that this will last for the rest of your life. This ability to go anywhere, anytime, and just immediately make friends. Like I remember I was in that zone. You could have dropped me in any country in the world, and within 7 days, I would have my own little clique.
Yes. But
that doesn't last.
No.
Like, dude, ever since I hit 30, I'm 32 now, you're 33. And even before that, it's just way harder to resonate with new people. And it makes sense because I think most people already have their friends. And they have their relationships, their marriages, their kids. So it's like, why would I want to invest in someone new? And I find myself now more than ever reaching back to those friendships that were formed over a decade ago, like the one with you.
Yes. Well, we have some fundamentals in every friendship, in unity, in family, anywhere. In sports, you have fundamentals.
Right.
And we have some fundamentals. And I think our fundamentals are, of course, in Antwerp, being college days with college friends. But of course, the stint we had in Barcelona, it just formed a brotherhood, and I think it will never be broken. So,
you know what it is, man, about like reconnecting with old friends? Literally nothing has to be explained.
No.
Because you both know where you come from.
Yeah.
So when you say certain things, nothing is deemed offensive.
Yes.
Because you know what that person like is. It just does something with you if you witnessed a friend puke and throw up all over his shoes.
Yes.
Or be heartbroken for 5 weeks straight because he got dumped by a girl. Like going through those things, it's just like, it's a cliche, but it's like a family. And for example, I remember in Barcelona, maybe like a year and a half ago, I made a very good new friend at one point. A person of whom I felt like, I would put him at the same level as you, for example. Already after a year, we got super close, used to hang out all the time. And then I vividly remember, like literally one day, over the silliest little argument. Like it wasn't even an argument, it was something that I said, something that was intended to be a joke. And then literally like a day later, I got this text that was this long of this person basically saying like, you have no idea how much you hurt me with that. And basically, long story short, in the end, the message was like, I don't think we can continue to hang out and be cool. And I was just like, what? Like, how? Really?
You didn't sleep with his mother or anything like that?
Dude, I'm not going to get into the details, but it was literally something as trivial. I said something. I saw him, I ran into him in the streets, and I greeted him with a bad word, right? Kind of like me saying, so I'm with my girl, you're with your girl, I ran into you, and I see you, and I'm like, what's up, you dirty motherfucker? Like, something like that, like,
okay.
like literally something like that, in Spanish. And that was it. The fact that I had used that term in public, and that just made me realize, like, holy fucking shit, you never knew me. You literally never knew me as a person, because anyone that knows me, like, we've calmed down so much now, but the level that we used to be at in terms of like the intensity and how we would, our dark humor, if you get offended and if you want to sever a relationship over that, it just tells me like, all this time I thought you had me figured out, and I thought I had you figured out, but it wasn't even close.
But if it's for a word, then I think there's a deeper meaning than just,
Right.
There must be a deeper meaning to it. So it hurts probably in the beginning, but then you come to realize, like, okay, I know who my friends are, who my brothers are. You just separate,
It fucked me up. It did.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna hurt. You can't just say that.
And I want to make this very clear. It wasn't just like a random guy that I was like, yeah, he's cool. Like, he was someone that I consider to be one of my at least 3 best friends in Barcelona. And I was so taken aback by it. It came completely out the left field. I remember I tried to apologize and be like, shit, man, I had no idea that's how you took it. And when I sent the message, I was already blocked. That made it even worse. Right?
Shit.
I was like, yo, what the fuck? That's what we're doing? So, like, I could never imagine that with you or people from that era.
No, because if you would be like that, greeting me on the streets, I would be like, I would just saying it right back. Like, that's how we do.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yeah, come on.
And that if you have to explain these things to someone, then it already defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
of the
I think so too. So it's sad for you because you spend so much time. You had a good bond. It's sad for you, I find, because you had that mental thing from like, hey, we're good, we're cool, we're friends, and then he comes from like that.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But
then you don't know people. You see, people can be strange. People can change.
And but also like all the energy and time I invested into cultivating that new relationship. That's why I'm like, dude, I've got all these, and I don't want to sound like Mr. Popular over here, but I've always been a very social person, so have you. I got all these friendships right here in the box that I just kind of like started taking for granted, and I decided to just like put it on standby while I travel the world. And now I'm just kind of like, yo, tomorrow isn't promised. Let me just like go back to that box and reinvest in those people like you.
That's a good point you're making, because of course you've been traveling the world, people have been seeing your podcasts, your videos, everything, but at the end of the day, what I really like about you, you're still hanging out with your school friends or your childhood friends from Dessel. I still see them in the videos. I'm like, okay, this guy will never change, because this guy traveling the world, meeting hundreds of new people, doing, like really good stuff with your girlfriend and everything. I love it. But at the end of the day, you're still D-Block, and you're still hanging out with these guys. I remember you used to take these guys out from Dessel, come to Antwerp. These guys would get wasted because most of them were not city people, but and I remember them, and I seeing them on video. I'm like, okay, I love this. Dude. I love you're still staying true. You're like that guy, in the States, you have the sports people coming out of maybe from poverty and bad places and stuff like that. But you're the guy who coming out of that, shining, but going back and saying, guys, I'm here.
Because at the end of the day, man, like, isn't that who the fuck you do it for? Like, what the fuck I look like trying to impress strangers? I never got that.
No.
I think everyone has that, and every time I listen to a lot of podcasts by NBA players and stuff, one thing that a lot of NBA players talk about all the time is they really don't care that much about the public or this or that. Like, they want to go back to their hood and be like, yo, I did this. Yes. Like, that's the people they care about, and I can relate to that.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely.
I don't get it.
Absolutely.
At the end, I think the respect of those closest to you is the hardest respect to earn.
Yes.
And I've gone on record about that many times. I always talk about that. The people who are closest to you always give you the most shit. Yes. None of my friends watch my fucking YouTube channel or tell me that they're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Because they know you. They don't need a YouTube channel.
Exactly. And in a way, it frustrates me, but also in a way, it's kind of like, they will never see me as a wounded Viking, like always in person. But it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Do you need help making better decisions in your life? Are you lacking self-confidence and motivation to get things done? Hire me today and get a direct daily line of communication with me through video chat and audio messages. I operate on a week-to-week basis, so no long-term investment is required. 7 straight days of Viking advice will get you right on track. Email me at lorenz.dries@gmail.com and change your reality. I'm ready whenever you are. See you soon.